All right, so I think we all know the story of David and Goliath. David, the shepherd boy, Goliath, the oversized threat, 5 smooth stones, a sling, and one pivotal moment that changed the trajectory of the Israelite army. What made me giddy was out of every man in the Israelite army, trained soldiers, armored warriors, men who knew combat, David was the only one who reacted differently. He heard something that the other ones didn't hear. I've been parked in 1 Samuel 17 for days. Not rushing it this time, just sitting and reading across different translations, digging into my study Bibles. And every time I read it and read it again, another layer opens up for me. Another revelation surfaces. So here is the question that really matters. What stirred David that didn't stir the rest of the army? What made him hear Goliath's words differently? According to my notes, it wasn't Goliath's size that triggered David. It was his audacity. Goliath didn't just challenge Israel. He challenged God's covenant people. That crossed the line. Like at some point, you gotta know where to draw the line. And Goliath, he didn't know when to stop. The Philistines, whose very name points to being outsiders, invaders, uncircumcised, out of covenant, had no authority to speak the way that they were speaking. Goliath was loud. Yes, a big yes. But most importantly, he was out of order. David rolled up carrying God-given authority, and he didn't even flinch. Why? Because he already knew something the army had forgotten. You don't have permission to stand when you are not aligned with God. David had history with God, private victories, pasture battles, lions, bears, no applause, no audience, all that unseen obedience trained his ear to hear God. Meanwhile, the army had come into agreement with fear. Day after day, they rehearsed intimidation. They normalized panic. But David wasn't supposed to be there. And that's the funny thing about destiny. Destiny does not need our permission. He was predestined for that moment. He was supposed to be there. And he was prepared long before he ever showed up to that battlefield. And here's the truth that many of us don't like to talk about. When we are in covenant and aligned with God, there is nothing that we are called to that we have to fear. When I say nothing, I mean absolutely nothing. My last and final charge is this. When you are properly aligned with God, you better not stop. Even if you have to crawl, keep going. Even if progress feels slow, keep going. Do not stop. You have to get where God is taking you, because what is trying to block you doesn't actually have any type of authority. It just looks like it does. And I feel this pretty deeply because the enemy has been trying to attack me mentally, trying to weigh me down, trying to make the giant look bigger than the calling. But I now see he looks big, but boo, I'm David. So I declare right now in the mighty name of Jesus and by the authority that God has given me that you will not fail. That the giant will fall, that the victory is already written. Get up, shake it off, and go where God has already assigned you to be. Be blessed.